Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the 3 secret ingredients of every successful artist. But first, I want to celebrate all of you because you did such an amazing job this week. Everybody's showing up, everybody is winning and a winner. And I hope that after these 5 days together that you're feeling that artistic spirit has come back, if it was waning at all for you. Whether you are able to complete all the 5 days or not, I hope that you are hearing that canvas calling back to you again and you're excited to keep this momentum going. All of you are absolute winners. So if you're joining me here today, then I want to congratulate you for showing up. All of you showed up to paint and it's freaking amazing that you committed this week to your art and to your art life. And that deserves celebrating. The efforts is what deserves celebrating. So I want to congratulate all of you. We're going to take a look at the amazing work that you did right quick. Here's just some of the incredible work. Look at these amazing grapes that you guys did this week. It is incredible, gorgeous, gorgeous paintings. And it's also so cool to see how, everybody's work came out differently, even though we were all painting the same thing. So that is your artistic voice, and it's just such a beautiful thing to see on display. Okay, so each piece that you guys did was special, was unique as well, even though we were all painting the same thing, and they all turned out awesome, awesome, awesome. So I just want to take a moment to celebrate all of you for your efforts here before we get going, because the efforts really are what matters the most, not the end result, not the product, right? So sometimes, especially that perfectionist tendency kicks in and we get so focused on the end result and on the product, but it really is about celebrating those daily efforts. It's really about that journey and not the destination. And that's what we want to celebrate here today. So, but I do have to say, you guys got some pretty kick-ass results too. Let me see, somebody's chatting in. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so we are going to pop some champagne right now, or I am. If you guys have anything, bust it open. And we're gonna toast to all of you for your amazing, amazing work this week, for showing up for yourself, for your art. I'm scared. I'm a little scared, y'all. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here's to all of you beautiful artists, beautiful souls. Love you all. It was such a fantastic week. Thank you all so much for spending this week with me and showing up and painting and all of the beautiful responses you gave to the bonus exercises. Cheers, cheers, cheers to all of you. All right, good stuff. That's yummy. Now, I also have this. Let's see if this works. I can do that every day. Oh, one went in my champagne. All right, I love that. So congratulations, you guys. Congratulations. So proud of all of you. It's awesome, awesome. So let's take care of our winners as promised. The folks, gosh, that went over. We have a 55-way tie for the maximum number of points that you can get this week. And so as promised, the grand prize winner is going to get $150 Jerry's Artorama gift card. I got some sparkles in here. I don't want to lose anybody. Okay, so I'm going to draw a name here for our grand prize winner. This is everybody who turned everything in, got the maximum amount of points. And the winner of the $150 Jerry's Artorama gift card, or if you're international, it's going to be Amazon. And that winner is Kat Jones. Is Kat Jones here? If you are, congratulations, Kat Jones. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe I should have saved the confetti for that person. Okay, and then I'm also going to give away some extras because we had so many people who participated. And again, you guys are all winners. I wish I could give you all a prize. So I'm going to give away 3 additional $25 Jerry's Artorama gift cards. And Monica Fissman, congratulations, Monica. All right. Yes, yes. And Lindsay B. Lindsay B, I don't know what your last name is, but Lindsay B, congratulations, girl. Again, if you're international, we'll reach out to you. We have your email, so we will double check with you. This will be an e-gift card, not by the mail, okay? I ain't got time to be shipping stuff, so you'll be checking your email from Jerry's Artorama. Cynthia Deach, congratulations, Cynthia Deach. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so those are our winners for this challenge. Congratulations. And again, congratulations, everybody. Okay, so what we're going to be going over today is the 3 secret and very important ingredients that you need to be a successful artist and grow into the painter that you've always wanted to be. This way you can finally ditch any of the struggling artist narrative that has or may have been holding you back from reaching your full potential. Okay, so in order to do that, I want to talk about, you know who, the great, wonderful Bob Ross that we all know and love, right? That I love. Yes, this Bob Ross with the crazy afro. So Bob Ross, he did his TV show, The Joy of Painting, for 11 years. And this means that for 11 years, he was able to paint those happy little trees in a new way every single time, new landscapes, new paintings every day. And in fact, he created over 30,000 paintings in his lifetime. That's insane, right? So how did he do it, right? How did he stay inspired and show up to paint like this on a regular basis again and again and again, when so many painters struggle to paint consistently and get in those brush miles on their paintbrush, right? With so many artists who stand in front of the canvas, feeling all the pressure, fear, anxiety, creative blocks, stuck, frustrated, annoyed. Anybody else been there? Let me know in the comments below. I know I have. Chipping away at the same piece for days or weeks without finishing it, or staring at the blank canvas for hours without knowing what to do with it, right? Not knowing where to go. Or perhaps even spending hours, layer after layer, tweak after tweak, you know, trying to perfect that painting and then just ending up hating it and hiding it in the corner of the studio for weeks or avoiding your easel for days at a time. All these things we do feel regularly as artists, and I have felt them too. Okay, you're not alone. So how did this guy with the crazy afro do it? How did he paint his happy little trees and landscapes every single day? So first, I want to say that it is not your fault if you are struggling with your art. All of us artists go through this. It doesn't matter if you're just returning to your easel after a long break, or if you are ready to improve your skills, but you're struggling to do so, or you might even be a pro that's just not feeling the flow right now and you're in a rut, right? So all these frustrations we go through are very normal. And I just want to assure all of you of that there's nothing wrong with you. This is normal stuff for artists, okay? And I guarantee you that Bob Ross went through them too, right? So the problem becomes that when we get stuck in what I like to call creative limbo or a creative rut for too long, that is a problem because we lose momentum. So you might have that inner longing to get back to your paintbrushes, return to your practice and unleash your creativity, nurture your creativity again, but you don't know how, right? You don't have the right place, or you don't have the guidance or the support or the pick-me-up in order to do that when those moments strike. So unrestrained creative limbo is how we end up not knowing what to paint or how to paint or who to turn to in order to get better at it, or even how to go pro with your art when you feel ready for that, or if you want to do that. This is not something that gets taught very often to artists. Okay, and sometimes we can be stuck in creative limbo for a very, very long time, for months, for years. So if you have been feeling stuck in creative limbo, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know, say yes in the comments if you can identify with this. Maybe you've been there recently. Let us know, let everybody know that they're not alone if they've been dealing with this problem. So a lot of artists come to me in this creative limbo, and it drives them crazy. Christy Mole was just one of them. She was in a place of struggling both personally, because when you are in creative limbo, you will begin to struggle personally because you're not nurturing that creativity. And she was also struggling in her art practice. So she lacked the confidence to try out new things, and she wasn't painting at her full potential. This is what creative limbo is. It keeps people in a place of darkness. And for Christy, once she started taking classes with me, she slowly was starting to be able to find her own artistic voice again and find her creative flow again. And it also opened up new possibilities in her life in general as well. So it ended up bringing about a newfound confidence in her work, and also artistic freedom, the freedom to try things and the freedom to be creative and explore and not get hung up on that end result all the time, right? So this creative limbo can either keep you in darkness, or it can actually be a catalyst to bring you back into the light, bring you back into your creativity. Okay, and Christy is just one of hundreds of artists who I have worked with, who have come to me with these problems, who have been stuck in creative limbo. And so I hope that you can see that this is not a problem that only you might be having, and it's not something that is wrong with you, right? This is part of what happens as an artist. This is part of the ebb and flow of being an artist as well. The real problem, though, is that nobody is talking about this, right? Art teachers don't generally help with this kind of thing and don't generally talk about this kind of thing. Nobody is really giving artists all the right tools that they need to be successful in the long run as artists. But for those of you who know me, and I know a lot of you here do know me, if you know me at all, you know that you're going to get a firsthand look at this right now, because I'm super transparent with everybody that I work with, super transparent about my own art journey and everything that I've gone through. So I share every bit of my art journey and all the wisdom that I have gained from overcoming those obstacles with the artists in my community. And those of you who know me too, you know that I'm not afraid to speak the truth, and I'm not afraid to push the envelope either. So my goal here today is to start talking about these artist struggles with you. We do need to normalize them so that we can then actively solve the problem, right? Instead of just, you know, putting it underneath the rug and being filled with shame about it, right? Like, this is normal and natural, and we can deal with these problems and issues as artists. So by the time you leave here today in this bonus teaching, I want you to, number one, just not feel alone if you're struggling as an artist, whether you're a beginner or an intermediate or even a professional artist. Number two, I want you to know how to get out of that creative limbo with these 3 secret ingredients that I know are required to create successful artists, from Bob Ross to Monet to you and me. Yay, right? Okay, number 3, I want you to have a clear idea and understanding of what out of these 3 ingredients might be missing for you right now, and what you need to do about it, what you're going to do about it. Hopefully after these 5 days together, you have started to feel that inspiration and that momentum coming back, right? And building even stronger throughout the 5 days as you accomplish your goals each day. So you're starting to come out of any painting rut that you might have been in, or you've got some new things that you want to learn about, recognizing some skills that you want to work on and some gaps in your understanding that you want to continue to try to work out. But you may not be where you want to be yet, and that can feel both exciting and scary at the same time. Where your painting isn't quite exactly where you want it to be. You don't want to be the next Bob Ross. I don't want you to be the next Bob Ross by any means. I also don't want you to be the next me, right? I also don't want you to be the next Manet or John Singer Sargent or whoever, you know, great artist you aspire to be like, right? You want to be you. You want to be you on the canvas, and you want to do more with your art in your life right now. Okay, but if you don't know how to get there, it can be super, super frustrating. I get that. I have definitely been there too. And I know how scary the road can feel ahead when you don't know how to solve these problems or exactly how to go about doing it. So even though this might feel impossible right now for you where you're at today, I'm here to share with you that you can become the artist that you've always wanted to be. This is my mission and my motto in life is that you can become the artist that you've always dreamed of being as well. Right. So I'm here to tell you that you can pick up your brushes with confidence again, just like you did this week, knowing that you can create something to be very proud of every time. Okay, and I know this because guess what? I was in your shoes. I was not always an artist. Okay, so even after many years in the art world too, and a degree in fine arts and learning how to run a successful art business, there are still days where I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing, y'all. Let's just get real. Okay, some days a painting goes so well, it's so phenomenal that I step back and think, damn, that could be hanging at the Louvre, and I would be impressed if my name wasn't on it. Right? And then there's other days, those awful other days where, I just wrestle and wrestle and wrestle with the paintbrush, feeling like I'm wrangling a wild giraffe or something, get so frustrated, wipe out the painting. And of course, when you know it, the wipeout looks better than what I sat there and struggled with for hours. Anybody relate to that? Anybody been there, done that? Oh, I hate that. So, and also the truth of my journey is that when I was developing as a painter, working on my art and also learning how to build my art business, there were days when I would stand in front of my canvas, wondering if I had any idea what the heck I was doing, or like, did I totally forget how to paint? Have you guys ever thought that? I know I have many times, like, what happened? Everything I've learned just seemed to disappear today. Okay. So again, this is very normal, very natural. Okay. And also with the art business as well, once I started working on the art business, it was the same process, the same kind of emotions, same kind of feelings and growing pains. Right. And I'm still learning, right? I'm still learning and I'm still growing and learning new things all the time. Anybody who tells you that they have all the answers or they have it all figured out is really just, frankly, full of shit, right? We know this. So this is why when I found myself looking around to see what kind of resources were out there for artists like us, I was so disappointed, so disappointed. And I tried a lot of things. So when I started hearing feedback from my students, they also echoed that same kind of disappointment. It seems like the only options are basically classes where you feel like you never fit into, like, how can I always be too old, too young, too beginner, or too advanced or experienced all at the same time, right? Or taking classes with instructors who were painting in silence, zero talking during the demonstration, and then disappear after the demo. What the hell is that all about? So, or online video education that you actually never really get to watch, let alone finish. In fact, this morning I was like, wait, don't I have some videos that I bought in that Lily Pub's video library that I bought like years ago and I haven't even watched them, So so content is not the answer, right? Just delivering content, consuming content is not the answer. The truth is that art and artists really thrive with interaction, energy, community, and feedback. That's really what we need. Right? So I found that there was a huge gap and lack of resources for artists who wanted to return to their art or even start painting for the first time if they're just starting out. So over the years of teaching and being an artist myself, it finally dawned on me that there really are three very important ingredients to becoming the artist that you want to be. And it doesn't really matter what level, I was at. As I would grow, I would require something a little bit different from each of these three ingredients, okay, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But anytime one ingredient has been missing, boy, did I feel it in my art and also in my life. And so did everybody else in my life around me, if you know what I mean. Like, don't come talk to me right now, Monty, because I'm pissed, right? Other people in my life would suffer too, because I would be suffering artistically. So, and I wasn't finding what I needed anywhere, which was driving me insane. Okay, so for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to reveal those 3 secret ingredients that I've discovered that every successful painter really needs, and also the pitfalls that you're going to need to avoid, you know, to grow into that artist and to really scale from, you know, beginner to intermediate and even on to professional artists, if that's what your desire is, right? Okay, so is everybody ready for that? Let me know in the comments. Everybody can still see everything good too. Let me know in the chat. Okay, so the first secret ingredient is the one thing that you will need to develop that will help you to stop doubting your work and your abilities, whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or a professional. Susan Guthrie says, so ready. Yes, thank you, Susan. Cheryl Berg says, yes, ready. Awesome. Okay, Gail says, all good. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, ladies. Okay, so the second secret ingredient is what Manet, Sargent, and Chardin, some of my favorite painters, just to name a few, all cultivated to keep them inspired and motivated, that you probably are missing and you don't even realize it. So the third secret ingredient is the only ingredient that you need to develop to never lose momentum or progress again. You guys, the greatest gift you can give yourself is momentum in this life, period. So that you can hit your painting goals, whatever those might be for you. And I really encourage you to think about those right now, what your painting goals are. Okay, so I'm so excited to share all of this with you. Let's keep going. Let me have a little sip here of water. My voice. So the very first secret ingredient, and this is a doozy that most people never find, and it is finding your artistic voice, right? Developing your own artistic voice. So in order to become a successful artist, you must do this. Your artistic voice is who you are, and it's also what you're saying in your art. It's learning to own the artist title, right? Like you are an artist right now, and walking in that artist title and walking in your craft, in your mastery every single day of your life, right? Like you just are an artist. I don't care what you've done in the past. I don't even care if you have another full-time job. If you are creating, you are an artist, okay? So your artistic voice is what it is that you want to say through your painting. It's why you paint. It's how you want to make people feel, right? It's your secret sauce, your je ne sais quoi, for example, in your work. That, you know, if I were to walk into a gallery, I could pick your piece out on the wall and I could know that that was your painting. It's also, your voice is also what lights you up as an artist and drives you to come back to the canvas again and again and again to create. Okay, so in the beginning, every painting as a beginner emulates other artists' work to learn. That's very normal and natural and healthy, right? In order to figure out parts of their voice, figure out where they belong, okay? And you need to build those fundamentals first if you are a beginner, but when you're at intermediate level, you are usually a mix of the people who inspire you, the other artist's work who inspires you, that you respond to, and who you want to be in your art as you try to find your own artistic voice and your style. And this is not something that people teach you in art classes. It's not something they teach you in art college, and it is critical to your success. So when you're advanced, when you're at an advanced level, your artistic voice is what gives you the belief in yourself as an artist to continually show up, put yourself out there, showcase your work, and also master selling your work, right? So that's part of your voice as well. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Catherine Jones says, still looking for my inner artistic voice, looking forward to developing my own style. Yes. Thank you, Catherine. That's awesome. Yes, yes. And it's good. You know, you're on the right track looking for that because it is critical. All right. So when you develop your artistic voice, you're going to find your confidence in your own independent work and self-confidence as an artist, capital A, my friends, capital A. Right? Okay, so developing your artistic voice is how you end that struggle with the P word, perfectionism. Down with perfectionism, because you know that it doesn't have to be perfect for others or even for yourself, as long as the work is true to you, right? And there is, by the way, there's no perfect work. It doesn't exist. Oh man. Okay, so it's how you take action whenever you felt paralyzed, because you know what your work's purpose is. You know what your purpose is as an artist. So it's how you keep staying unstuck in your art and you keep finding joy in creating again, because you're so passionately and powerfully connected to that purpose, right? Even through the hard times. So because through developing your artistic voice, you will begin to walk in your mastery and your commitment will grow. You will continue to commit to the process and build momentum regardless of the end result, regardless of the outcomes, right? Knowing that you are truly, listen to me, you are meant for more through your art, okay? If you walk away with anything from this presentation, just know that, like, you and your art are meant for more. You matter and your art matters, period. Okay, so if we go back to the questions of how could good old Bob paint those happy little trees and bushes and lakes for 11 years, well, the answer is that that was his own artistic voice, right? That he developed over the years, and he walked in it every day. It was his purpose, you know, to help motivate and inspire others through his art and teach life lessons through his work. And he also painted what he loved, right? So you didn't see him painting a lot of different stuff. He painted what inspired him and he painted what he loved. Okay, so, but it was never about the happy little trees. It was about so much more than that, including that joy, right? The joy of painting that he himself wanted to feel. And in turn, he wanted other people to feel that through his art. So joy in his painting was part of his unique style, part of his voice. So he created his own style, or it really wasn't his own style. It was actually very similar to the teacher he studied with. But a very clean and clear process that he dedicated himself to daily for a lifetime, and a purpose that made putting the brush miles, right? Putting in those brush miles much, much easier because he knew that purpose and had that inspiration, right? So your artistic voice is, you know what to say, what you want to say, how you want to paint, which allows you to paint with all these creative blocks and also allows you to, you know, still feel that self-doubt or hear that self-doubt, but to be able to move past the self-doubt and keep moving forward and keep painting. I mean, probably most of us are never going to get rid of every ounce of self-doubt, right? Like that's just part of being human. So Sharon, beautiful Sharon, and sharing this testimonial here. Thank you, Sharon. So she was struggling to find her true artistic voice, having come from a very structured art atelier. She had learned a lot while studying, but never quite found her own identity as a painter. But when she was able to develop her true artistic voice, she found the freedom that there was to learn without all of that harsh criticism that she had experienced at these strict ateliers. And it was only then that she was able to come alive and grow as a painter. And now, honestly, you can feel so much of the joy in her art. It shows up in every piece that she does. It's just awesome. So yay, Sharon, I'm so happy for you. So finding your artistic voice is the first ingredient to every successful artist, because it's about knowing your true north, your North Star. As a person and also as a painter, right? So you can put the miles on your paintbrush to get there easier. No matter how much you might not feel like it or how uninspired you might feel, knowing that you're painting and who you are on the canvas makes it easy to walk in that artistic voice every single day. It doesn't matter what your skill set is at this current moment. It's critical that you do find out what your artistic voice is so that you can keep growing and keep moving forward, because this is really the thing that blocks so many artists. So a lot of artists won't find this, and then they'll just get like burnt out and give in to self-doubt and perfectionism and stop painting. Okay, So moving on to the second ingredient of development, okay, and this is all about community, right? So this is all about finding your community. So the second secret ingredient of development is to becoming an expert painter and successful artist is finding your artist community. And this one's pretty self-explanatory, but it is severely overlooked. Because there's something special about belonging to a community of artists. In fact, if you've ever been in a good one, or if you've longed to be in a good one, you know that there's nothing quite like it. It's where you can go to get support, guidance, feedback from a community of like-minded people who actually do care about you, who can inspire you whenever you need it, who can help to motivate you and also educate you whenever you need that feedback. Okay, so this is why this is important. So let me ask you this first. Where do you go to be with other like-minded people who also get what it's like to be an artist, right? Because we know that artists are a different breed, right? Like we face a different set of problems, of interests that, you know, we need like-minded people who understand that and that we can talk to about those things. So right now, you know, where do you go? Where do you go for that? Who do you go to for that in your life? And do you have that strong support system right now? So, and also where do you go to find inspiration, you know, for new pieces or to try new skills? Where do you go when you're just completely over your painting that you've been working on and you're ready to quit and give up on it, right? And you just need maybe a sounding board or a fellow art friend or a mentor to say, you know, you got this, keep going. So this is a huge problem for artists. Feeling like you belong to a community is just a basic human necessity, right? So even if you think that you want to be like a reclusive artist, which that's kind of like the myth about artists, that we just, you know, are always little recluse hermits. The truth is that we actually do need each other and we need each other's support. So being alone and feeling alone, I can tell you right now, is not going to serve you and it's not going to serve your art. And the occasional like one-off art friend that you have on social media isn't really going to cut it either. You really need a real community, one that you can go to consistently, daily, weekly, if needed. You know, one that motivates you, inspires you, and challenges you and supports you and gives you the feedback that you need to continue to grow, right? So when you have this safe support network, and I emphasize safe, right, then you're going to have a place that you can go to receive real, honest feedback to help you consistently improve each piece of art that you create and help you stay motivated to reach your art goals, right? So you'll have a place to find inspiration and motivation and also mentorship and guidance. And you'll feel like you belong somewhere, right? Like really belong somewhere. And I just can't underscore how important that is to us as human beings, that need to belong. It's a fundamental need. And too many artists are, you know, just suffering alone. Okay. So now if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, community isn't that important, then my friends, I present to you Perrin and the lovely Audrey, because I love her. Paris, this is a vibrant artist community. The community there included salons where some of the greatest painters of their day gathered to talk art. Like, can you just imagine being in Montmartre, where Toulouse-Lautrec got all of his inspiration? Or in the cafes in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower, where the greatest painters of their day were bumping into each other and chatting, talking about their art and trading stories and inspiration. All of this led to success in their art, and it influenced their art as well. It kept them motivated, it kept them thinking, it kept them fresh and curious in new ways by having this conversation in their community. The bottom line is that we just need other people. We need to get support from other people and give support as well to other people. No matter what you're doing in the world or where you live in the world, right? Like, we just can't operate in a silo all by ourselves, right? So I can't do that either. I'm constantly reaching out for that support and inspiration from the community that I have, different communities I'm in. So unless you can find just the right place for you, it can take time and effort to cultivate that community that serves you in a way that you really need it to. And when you're a beginner, you need a place to help you as you try to get your sea legs and find your way through all the things, right? Like all the overwhelming stuff that you feel like you have to learn. So it's good as a beginner to be in a community of artists that are ahead of you as well, right? And they can reassure you like, oh my gosh, I've been there, I've been in your shoes. Girl, you got this, it's okay, keep going, you're actually doing great, right? So you need other people who are going to help you in this way to help you stay motivated and also help you stay focused as well. Okay, and when you're a pro, you also need to stay inspired too. In order to figure out like what your next project is, your next painting idea, and get that consistent, inspiration. Okay. So no matter where you're at in your art, a community is really going to be key to your development and to your growth as an artist. It makes so much difference. Let's go to Paris. Michelle says, yes, please. We will. Don't you worry. We're going. We're all going to go together. Okay. So Jermaine here has an awesome, I'm just reading the chat there. So just so y'all know, it's not part of the presentation. Susan says, count me in. Yes. Oh, I got plans, baby. I got plans. We're going for sure. Okay. Jermaine here has an awesome testimonial. Thank you so much, Jermaine, for sharing this. So Jermaine, when she came to me, she had been painting for a few years, but comparisonitis, right? Good old comparisonitis was really getting in the way of her growth. She didn't feel good. She never felt good about her art compared to other artists. And the art community was a constant reminder of that too, the one that she was in, which was really keeping her from becoming the artist that she wanted to be. But when she came into my community and in my program, she found the community that she had been looking for, the one that she never knew was even possible or existed, and it really allowed her to thrive, right? So this is really important because communities can either really drag you down or tear you down, or they can lift you up. So you really want to make sure that you're in the right community, a healthy, safe community, one that really sees the best in you and really calls for you to be your highest self, and really believes in you and doesn't just want to keep you at your level, right? Like that's something for me as an art instructor. Like, I don't want to keep everybody below me or keep everybody at their level, right? Like, I want you guys to soar and expand. All right. So be careful of those kinds of communities that can really, basically tear you down. Okay. So when you find the right one, right, the right place where you feel like you can belong there, you feel safe, this is how you can continue to find motivation, inspiration, and that much needed support and feedback in order to grow and evolve. So some of the greatest artists that you guys love and that I love have had communities that have been pivotal, in their success, right? Whether you realize it or not. But whenever you read about these artists, you're going to read about their history. You're going to see that they did have these very supportive artist communities that they were in. So the truth is that artists just succeed far more whenever they are in a healthy, supportive network, a healthy, supportive community versus the artists who were recluses, right? I know we can think of some, maybe some artists who were recluses who really struggled and suffered whenever they were alone. Okay, and the reason for this is just because we need each other as human beings. We need that support. And that's why the second key ingredient to being a successful artist is having a healthy, safe community that is going to cheer you on and help you on your journey, right? So it doesn't matter if you're an expert or not, right? Like, I still need that as well. So that was the second ingredient. The third ingredient is your toolbox. Now, this is the ingredient that pretty much everybody focuses on all by itself, right? And it is critical to your success, but a lot of people only focus on this ingredient and miss out on the other two. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the third and final secret ingredient, developing your artist toolbox. So when you need specific resources and skills to grow, where do you go? For most artists, it's like a hodgepodge grab bag of places, different resources, a free YouTube video, maybe a paid video like I was talking about, at Streamline Publishing or Lily Pubs. I've got a handful in there that I never watch, that I forget about. Maybe a workshop here and there with different artists, maybe another book here or there as well, that we reach out to. And so it's kind of like a hodgepodge grab bag of resources that we're pulling from a lot of different places, right? And a lot of different perspectives as well. So as you grow and want to develop more skills, my experience has been that this just gets worse the more advanced you get. And when you get to that stage that you want to display your work in art shows, right, or start to sell your work, the resources for that is practically non-existent, my friends. Okay, I've actually had to go to not artists for help with that, but other resources outside of the art community for help in those areas. Okay, so but every artist has to compile their toolbox of their favorite tools, their trusted resources that you can go back to again and again and again when you need to learn something new or expand your skill set. So when your toolbox is full with the right tools, it means that you're going to be able to easily elevate your paintings because you have all the resources that you need in order to push you out of your comfort zone, right? And push you out of your range into the next level, right? So that you can evolve your abilities. And when you're able to do this, then your confidence as well as your skill set continues to grow. And you want to stack your toolbox, right? So a stacked toolbox, including everything that you need, everything, not just like techniques, not just, technical skills. You want everything in your toolbox that you need to get to where you want to go as an artist. That's how successful artists move forward and grow, because they are prepared, right? They're prepared for the self-doubt. They're prepared for the imposter syndrome, for that comparisonitis, for excuse-itis, all the itises they're prepared for, right? And they know that it's going to come up, and they also know and have the tools and skills to deal with those things, right? They also know how to deal with the creative blocks that will inevitably arise in any kind of dips in inspiration, ebbs and flows in inspiration. It's going to happen. It happens to all of us artists, right? It's really about how you move through that, and do you have the skills and tools and resources to know how to navigate that and how to move through that time. So if you are a beginner, you're going to need to develop a toolbox of the fundamental skills, right? This is the most important thing for you to focus on if you're a beginner. Including, things that we talked about this week, right? Like color mixing, understanding when and how to use medium, improving your drawing skills, brush strokes, all those things. And a place to ask questions when you feel lost, or get defeated, right? Just like this week, so many of you were asking, Kelly, when do you use the medium? I don't know what to do with this. And I can relate to that. I was a beginner as well. And I was like, I have no clue what the hell to do with this medium. I got no idea. Nobody had an answer for me. All right. So more specifically, as a beginner, you'll need to know where to even start with all of this to avoid the overwhelm so that you don't give up, and what to do in order to learn these things. When you don't have your toolbox, you're going to waste a lot of time, trying things out that don't work and just getting frustrated. Trying to find the right resources, and there's just so many, crazy resources out there, stuff that's just like really bad information out there, or starting and stopping with your art all the time, right? So when we start, stop, we never really build any momentum. And again, momentum is the biggest gift that we can give ourselves in this life. Okay. So when you do that, you get frustrated because you don't have what you need and you're not building the foundation of those fundamentals that you definitely need as a beginner. Okay, so if you're an intermediate painter, the problem is a little bit different, right? So if you're an intermediate painter without a strong foundation in your toolbox or without an adequate toolbox, you're still going to struggle just with other things or maybe a different variation of the same things, right? So you're going to struggle to know what to do, what the next thing is to do, what you need to learn next, how to go beyond the zone that you're currently in, right? Or just how to ask for feedback in the right way, how to ask for help. I mean, that is a tool in and of itself, asking for help, right? So asking for feedback on your art, or the big one, how to develop a consistent process for starting and finishing your paintings. We talked about that this week. You have to know not only how to start your paintings, but also how to finish your paintings as well, right? So that you don't get stuck like in that messy middle that we often call it, and not knowing like, what the heck does this painting need to finish it, right? So you'll also struggle to know what's next, which can make your work feel stale and stagnant because you don't know what to work on next or where to go next. Okay, and if you're at the advanced level, you probably have a toolbox really stacked with your experiences, your past experiences, resources, and maybe even a community or small community as well. But what you might be missing are the keys to going pro with your work, right? Which I had to search far and wide for. And you might be totally stuck on things like, how do I get my art into art shows? How do I start selling? You know, I've worked so hard on my art. I've built these skills, and now I've got all these paintings sitting around in the studio. What the hell do I do with them? Nobody seems to want them, right? So that's the next stage, you know, as you're growing, is like, now how do I get these paintings out there, right? And where do you go to get really quality feedback on your art so that you can move from that intermediate to a professional level where it'll really start to be accepted and sold in art shows, whether that's competitions, you know, things like that. So, and the last one is so tough for artists. It's hard to find solid feedback on your work, as most people, of course, will just tell you that they love it, that there's room for it, or even if you know that there's room for improvement, right? And there's little to no support out there for how to get into art shows, how to sell your work. You know, it's really difficult to find quality education on that as well. So this is Julie Perrin, who's been working with me online. She really didn't have a toolbox whenever she started with me, and it led to all kinds of anxiety and apprehension around her painting. She didn't have the tools she needed to know where to start, what to do, how to navigate color mixing, how to plan out her compositions, right? So she was missing the process and the skills to make her art happen consistently. So she just wasn't painting at her best, and she just wasn't creating what she knew she could create or what she wanted to create. And so this is really, as you guys, I'm sure know, really impacts your desire to paint, you know, and you, after a while, you just kind of want to give up, right? Has anybody else, can anybody else identify with that? Let me know in the chat. You know, if you have been in that place where you're dreading painting, why even bother, you know, gosh, I'm not getting any better, all that kind of stuff. So once we were able to, you know, help her fill her toolbox with some tools, as you can see here by her testimonial, by her review, you know, she felt freed from all of that. And she called herself a person who has lost her fear of unknowing, which I love. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. It's awesome. Lost her fear of unknowing. Yes, it's such a beautiful place to be. Yay, Monica says agree. Yvonne says been there. Sharon Smith says absolutely. Michelle says agree. Awesome. Okay, so no matter where you are in your journey, you're going to need to have and continue to develop your toolbox at each stage of growth, right? So if you don't, you're just going to be struggling, right? And that's just all there is to it. Like, I wish I could say all of this is just one and done, you guys, but nothing is really one and done, right? Like, again, this is a journey. It's a journey of growth, right? But we want that journey to be like as harmonious and as joyful as possible. That's what we're doing here today. That's what we're shooting for. Okay, so your toolbox is something that you will fill up for a lifetime, picking up new and different skills as you progress from beginner to intermediate, and then from intermediate to advanced. So the key here is to find somewhere that has all the resources you need right from a beginner and even as you progress into a professional painter, right? So you've got to have somewhere that you can go that you can get all of these things that you need. So those are the three things that I wish that I would have known that I needed to develop years ago. My artistic voice, right? Finding my artistic voice, a really strong artist community, and a toolbox that's just so stacked with all of the resources that I need for that next step, right? And there are also things that I've continued to develop for myself over the years and continue to pass on, you know, to the artists in my community as well, right? So every time I level up, which I will always be leveling up, always. To me, that's the point of life, right? Is growth. Like if you're not growing, you're just, now you're like a stagnant swamp pond. All right, so every time I grow and level up, I go through these three fundamental ingredients again, right? It's not one and done. This is a continuous like growth and evolution process. So now if we ask those same questions about, let's say, Bob Ross, one more time, good old Bob, you know, how did he do it? We start to see that he had all of those things. He knew his artistic voice, right? He had a community. He actually built a community, much like what I've done. And his community is actually still one of the biggest artist communities of painters out there. And his toolbox was full, right? Full of every resource at his fingertips. That's how he built what he built. Now, again, I have no interest in being Bob Ross, although I find him to be super inspiring, actually, or painting in the way that he did. But if you look at any successful painter and put them against those three ingredients, I guarantee you that you're going to see that those successful painters had those three ingredients in their art life, right? And the people who are not successful are missing one of those three ingredients. So now that you know this, you're probably somewhere between excited, maybe overwhelmed, right? Thinking, okay, I can totally do this, but also how the heck am I going to get all these three things? So now you can go out and do these things on your own, right? Like you can go and do this stuff on your own. You can build your own community. You can go and research and try to find your own resources, right? Find your own mentors, maybe multiple mentors, and gather the skills that you need to figure out, you know, how to sell, how to, you know, get better at your art, how to find your artistic voice. And you can do all of these things on your own, okay? I come from a family of do-it-yourselfers, all right? It's like middle class, you know, or lower middle class, working class family that we did everything ourselves. The toilet needs fixing, we fix it. Something needs to be built, we built it, right? We did everything ourselves. So I understand this mindset, you know, like go it alone, do it yourself, or do it on the cheap, you know, or don't get the help that you need. But I don't want you to do that, because that way is like such a slow, agonizing process, right? So you're going to actually end up spending so much more time and heartache trying to do it alone and trying to go it alone, rather than, you know, if you could find your way through all of it by, you know, utilizing a community or utilizing resources that have already been provided for you. So, and really all of this, you guys, is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, this week in the 5-day challenge, I know many of you loved it. It's really, and I gave you so much, like I really packed it in, even with the bonus exercises, but honestly, it's just the tip of the iceberg, which I don't want that to overwhelm you, but it's the truth. Okay, so the deeper that you go, the more you're going to find that you need to learn and things that you need to grow and work on, as you discovered this week. It's just the way that it goes. So now what I want to do is take a few minutes to share with you how I can continue to support you in each of these areas and each of these 3 ingredients in developing, you know, your artistic voice, growing your skills, and finding that community. Let me know if you're here. Let me know if that's okay with you. I'm going to talk to you about the Art Life School program. And, you know, if you're not interested in the Art Life School program, then you can definitely, you know, hop off the call as well. Okay, so the Art Life School program is what I think is the #1 online place for artists to grow, right? It's a digital online school, digital school resource center, mentorship community with myself and with other women artists and other oil painters who, you know, are consistently working on their art and ready to stay out of that creative limbo, right? Stay out of those creative ruts. So, and work on these 3 ingredients that I've just shared with you that are necessary for your success. So I designed it. It's designed for artists of every level, from beginner to professional, to meet and serve you wherever you are at in your art and to help take you wherever you want to go with your art. So right now, if you just want to like imagine where that is, imagine, you know, where you want to be with your art, you know, 6 months from now, a year from now. Just take a moment to kind of open up and dream about that and imagine where that is, where you want to go. Oh my gosh. Y'all are already signing up. I got to bang my dog. What? Lisa Job says she signed up. I got to bang my dog. Okay, I'm excited. All right. I'm losing focus though. Okay, let's throw some confetti on that one. Woo! All right, so I'm going to tell you guys all what's in the Art Life School now, like what you get and the structure of it, so that you know what all is included. Okay, awesome. So the Art Life School is designed to give you these things that every artist needs: unshakable confidence in bringing your paintings to life by understanding everything from the principles of oil painting, all those fundamentals that you need to learn, right? To the processes of expert painters, like developing your concepts, developing your composition, things like that, right? Motivation, inspiration, education from an award-winning artist and master mentor in your corner. That's me. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah. So the business knowledge also that you'll need to successfully move from part-time painter to a professional artist and sell your work if you choose to do that. If not, that's totally fine too. But if you do, you're going to have all the resources there for you as well for that. Okay, also a safe community to support you on your artistic journey and reconnecting, serving you to reconnect your creative self and returning to the painter that has always been within you, actually. Okay, so here's the best part. Unlike every other painting class or online art school out there, this is not just a few online classes that have been bundled together, or just an interesting group of artists to join, or just a place, you know, to learn and develop your skills in style as an artist, right? This is the only online program that has everything that you will ever need to go from self-taught hobbyist, if we want to call it that, to a skilled painter, right? To that higher advanced level. Because it is based on the Art Life method. So this is the method that I have developed in order to help artists to be able to go from that beginner to advanced. Okay, so what is the Art Life method? I know you're dying to know. It's the 3 ingredients of painting success that we've just spent the last 20 minutes talking about. Okay, so the Art Life method gives you direct resources and support for all 3 of the pillar ingredients that you will need to ensure your artist is a success. Number 1, it will help you find and identify your artist identity so that you can A, Define what your unique and original artistic voice is. By the way, we will be running the Finding Your Artistic Voice program live in May, so you don't want to miss out on that. That course is life-changing. Okay, B, own the artist title as you lean into and continue to believe in your abilities as you've done this week. C, walk in your mastery daily as you commit. It's all about commitment, baby. You've got to commit. You've got to commit to your art, right? Okay, number 2, it's going to give you an artist community where you're going to get real honest feedback from your peers, people from all different levels of skill. It's kind of like a Montessori type school is what somebody said to me recently. A sense of belonging in a safe community of artists who inspire and who also get you, right? Like get where you're coming from. I know sometimes we just like our family doesn't get it. Our friends doesn't get it, you know, as we're starting to embark on this art journey. And C, expert guidance from Mwa, Master Award-winning painter. That's me. Okay. Number 3, you're going to get a robust artist toolbox, right? So this is where you're going to find all the resources that you need to, number 1, learn to practice technical skills to elevate your paintings, push your range, right? And evolve and grow your abilities to that next level. B, develop your own painting process to help you consistently complete pieces and ensure high quality results that you love. C, you're also going to, in that toolbox, get all the business and marketing resources at your fingertips to take your paintings from hobby to pro, if you so choose. And also to learn how to make some freaking money from your art, right? Like I'm all for abundant artists. Artists should be the most abundant people on the planet, in my opinion. Okay, so included in the membership, we'll just go through this quickly in the Art Life School membership. So this is how we make sure that you get all of that in one place. So I've packed the Art Life School with every resource that I know that you'll need to fill your toolbox, find your identity as an artist, including right now we have over 350 video tutorials and courses, just like the one I've shared with you over the last 5 days, right? That covers an enormous amount of content for every skill set. Everything, of course, from color mixing to composition, you know, still life, landscape, interiors, everything that you're going to need in order to improve your technical skills. So I know that 350 videos can seem overwhelming, which is why when you join, the very first thing you're going to do is I have a quiz for you that is going to help you identify where to get started, right? So you're going to do this little quiz after you watch the orientation video, do your quiz, find out what your skill level is, and that's going to guide you to where you need to go in your members area. So these videos include every class I've ever done, you know, in my business. So they cover a huge range of topics. But also I'm constantly adding new stuff, new educational materials to the Art Life School as well. And so if there's something that is missing, then I encourage you to ask me, you know, ask me to create the thing that you're missing as well, so that we can get it added to the Art Life School program. Okay, so also every month you're going to get 3 new 30-minute lessons, okay, 3 new lessons a month, and those come out on the last 3 Fridays of the month. And because I'm constantly painting and working on my own art, and the community is always asking for new things or different things, I just add it in as you come up with it. So in fact, I just made a post the other day in our group asking, like, what else are you guys, you know, wanting to learn about? What else are you wanting to paint, so that we can expand, you know, the instruction for you. So it's interactive in that way. Okay. So sometimes this might be a specific type of landscape or a flower or a specific type of still life subject that you want to paint. Sometimes it's specific to a challenge that keeps coming up within the community. I know recently some folks were saying, you know, they would like to learn more about art history. So I've got that on the list as well, to do some teachings on art history, as well as composition is always a big one. Okay, so the library is constantly growing for you guys. And it's really based on real time, like what you need. All right, so you have an idea about what my video classes are like, you know, from this 5-day challenge. As you've been watching them, and the video classes inside the Art Life School are similar. They're actually filmed a bit differently with more cameras and higher quality. But anyways, I love how Heather puts it here. She says it's like the missing link between reading instructions in books, watching endless videos on YouTube, and looking up other artists for inspiration. Because that's exactly what I'm going for, right? So she's talking about, you know, she's doing all these things, but still she is missing something, and that missing something is what she got out of the Art Life School. All right. And because I also know how important your artistic voice is, we just talked about that, and how important it's going to be for your success. When you join, you're also going to get free access to the live version of my best-selling course, Finding Your Artistic Voice. Okay, this course is life-changing. This is a 6-week deep dive through 18 tried and true exercises that I used on myself, not even knowing what the hell I was doing way back when. But basically gleaned from all of my experimentation in growth as an artist and how to find my own artistic voice. So all of that's been compiled and composed into this Finding Your Artistic Voice course to help you find yours and help you clarify it, and also to help you develop your future vision for yourself, right? Your future vision for your art, right? So this way you can both get the instruction to build the fundamental skills that you need, but also feel like you have your compass and your guide for your own voice and your own art. Because again, at the end of the day, like, I don't want artists to, you know, just be like me, right? Like, all of you are unique. All of you have a unique voice, right? So it's really important that you find it. Okay. So in this course, you're going to find your clarity for that, developing your unique style so everyone can recognize your work at a glance, and confidence in your work because it's a reflection of who you are in the world and what you want to say with your art, right? And then also the power to experiment and to move through any creative ruts that you might be in, right? Also, just freedom from comparing yourself to others. Oh my gosh, please, please, please stop doing that. But it's not enough for me just to say, stop doing that. That's part of this course, is like, you know, there's exercises in there to help you with that, to help you overcome that tendency of comparisonitis, right? Comparing yourself with other artists. Okay. Because to be a successful artist, you really have to trust your own voice, and stay in your lane and be joyful and happy in your own lane, right? And let everybody else do their thing too. Okay, so this way you'll be able to let go and paint the way that you want to paint without feeling like you're doing something wrong. And if you can figure this out, you guys, if you can find your artistic voice and this confidence, it is going to just set you so free as an artist. It really, really will. So, and make the learning process that much easier. Okay, so I've got some reviews here. As you can see, students who are raving about the program. Katriana still uses it years later, and Sandy called it a gem when she took it, the Finding Your Artistic Voice course. And when I sell this course as a standalone, it was $997 just for this course. And that's what people paid to do this program. But it's now included in the Art Life School program. So I'm not selling separate courses anymore, ever. I'm only doing the Art Life School program, and everything I've done is available in the Art Life School. Okay. Of course, that's not all that's included, but I really did want to talk about that because it is a keystone. It's really a keystone ingredient, and we're going to be running through it live in May. Okay, but that's not all that's included in the Art Life School. I'm also adding every master class that I've ever done. Again, I used to sell these separately, and I don't sell them separately anymore. You can only get them through the Art Life School. Those master classes, just to name a few, are oil painting for beginners, improving your form and your values, several plein air painting master classes, from Taos to Colorado, to a beginner series plein air masterclasses on flowers, right? Really taking a really deep dive masterclass on flowers. One specifically on roses, one on spring flowers, one on peonies, one on summer flowers. So these are deep dive masterclasses with multiple compositions, hours of instruction included in these master classes that cover everything, specifically about that specific topic, right? And also the resources on how to accomplish those paintings. Okay, so this is Charles. Charles, he's talking about the Rose Masterclass series. And he says it's the best learning experience I have ever had. And I have taken classes online as well as in-person workshops, and your teaching still outshines all of them. That's so sweet, which I really appreciate, because one of the things I really pride in myself as an artist and as a teacher is being proficient in my teaching and always trying to get better at my teaching as well. So thank you, Charles. Okay, also included in the membership for aspiring professionals, I'm including every art business course, and there is also many more of these to come this year. I've got a list. I've got stuff to do, y'all. I got a list of stuff y'all want, even more than what's already in there. So every art business and personal development course that I've ever created. Yes, there are personal development courses in the Art Life School program, because again, self-mastery is key if you want to be your most successful artist self. So the business courses are specifically around how to price your work, how to sell and market your paintings, how to get your art into art shows, feel confident about your work, and how to do all the business and marketing stuff that I've had to learn, and we usually have to learn in other places, and then adapt, to being an artist, which is really frustrating if you've ever found yourself trying to do that, like taking a marketing course and then trying to figure out how to make it work for your art. Okay, and that's when Barbara, this is Barbara Schatz, I believe, who gave me this testimonial and review. She came into one of my programs with the intention of doing and getting her marketing and business up where it needs to be. And in the course of doing that, she actually ended up feeling more confident about getting her art out there, because she knew now that she had a website that she was proud to send people to, and a way to actually start selling and marketing her art, which allowed her to really skyrocket her success with her art as well. So thank you, Barbara. It's a beautiful testimonial. Okay, but also the Art Life School comes with that warm, kind, vibrant community that we've been talking about of other artists at different skill levels, at which, of course, I am the lead, right? The leadership of that community, as well as access to me in that community for guidance, support, feedback, inspiration, motivation. I'm constantly in there keeping my pulse on how everybody's doing, what's going on, what else do you guys need, right? So to be honest, our community feels like our own little slice of Paris, our own little slice of Paris online, or Paris community of artists. I really love and value the community. It's incredible. Everybody in there is so kind, so giving, so generous with their time and their knowledge. People who have been in there for a few years and who have really scaled their skill level, give back so generously to the other artists, and it's just amazing to see and to witness that happening every day. So artists come from all levels of experience, and they really share openly in the community. So it is not like the blind leading the blind, right? We actually have some award-winning advanced level artists in this community, happily helping the other artists and sharing ideas and sharing feedback. And of course, as I said, I'm in there too. So But I love what Rena has to say. Rena DePafi, I don't think she's here today, but I love what she has to say about the community. She says it's a place to go, to get advice, ideas, inspiration, and care that results in a giant dose of confidence, which is what is so important for artists. So I love that, Rena. Thank you. Okay, so all of this is so amazing, but, and I love everything that is included, but that's not all. Wait, there's more. No, when you join the Art Life School, you pretty much get everything that I can throw at you in order to help you on your art life journey. So again, I'm always paying attention to see what else is needed, what might be missing. So I'm also including live access to all of my new and upcoming classes and challenges for the year, and there are more planned for the year. That's a $3,500 value for those. Access to any new course, module, or masterclass that I am creating. In fact, the self-mastery class right now is being edited to be added to the members area this next week. Super excited for that. It's going to be life-changing. Okay, and also exclusive rights to sell your own paintings. I know a lot of artists don't allow that, but I do. So if you do complete any painting from one of the master classes or from one of the lessons, you're more than welcome to share it on social media. You're even more than welcome to sell that painting. Okay, so monthly implementation challenges and giveaways. We do this on a monthly basis. We also have a monthly group critique on selected independent paintings. And yes, there's more. So pretty much anything you could want or need is in this Art Life School. Okay, this time around, I'm actually adding live coaching calls via Zoom. This is going to happen on the second Tuesday of each month. This is to help support you in answering your questions and overcoming any roadblocks or struggles that you might be facing in your artistic practice. Okay, so that's going to be live, one-on-one. You guys will submit things that you're needing help with and support with, and a handful of folks will be selected for the love seat on the coaching call to get some help and to get some love. All right. So I have not offered these live coaching calls before, but if you guys are all in on the Art Life School, because this school is so important to me, if you're all in, then I'm all in. I'm going all in with you, right? Okay, so this is direct access to me and group coaching, where you get that direct support, that one-on-one live support, which is really critical. I mean, where else can you go to do that, right? And usually in the past, I've only offered this in like my mastermind mentorship programs. And so this time I'm offering it in the Art Life School. So, and this is one of my students' favorite parts. Tara Funk, the beautiful, fabulous, talented Tara. So we have so many amazing artists in our group. Here's what Tara said about her experience in the Art Life School back whenever it was called Vital Art Sessions. And Vital Art Sessions didn't even have everything in it at all that is in the Art Life School. She says, joining was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I am so grateful and can't even articulate the full, huge blessing it has been. I look forward to each lesson that comes out. I love having access to the library of videos. I also love all the resources that you have available, the critiques, the longer videos. So just so you guys know, we also have a lot of longer videos, not just the 30 minutes. So there's a variety of link there to help you as well. Because sometimes you need quick and to the point, and sometimes you want like more in depth, right? So much value in membership, and I appreciate it all. And I absolutely love being a part of this amazing community. Everyone is so kind. Thank you, Kelly, for creating an extraordinary and safe learning environment for artists of all levels. Tara Funk. You're welcome, Tara. So as you can see, the students find every aspect of the membership, the community, the training portal, which has totally been redone, is incredible, helpful, and amazing. Yay, and I'm so happy about it. It's a labor of love. It's a labor of love. Okay, so obviously, even though the Art Life School is well over, I would say $35,000, but I'm not charging, of course, anywhere near that. But what if I told you that a typical Bachelor of Fine Arts degree starts at $40,000 and can go over $100,000 in the US? I paid $100,000. Okay. If that is the case, right? Like I paid $100,000 to, and even more than that, to gain all of these skills that I'm passing on to you guys, that $35,000 would be totally worth it, right? And if you didn't go to art school but have regretted it every day since, or if you went to one of those really crappy art schools in the 70s that didn't teach you anything, right? Or you wish you could just go back and get that comprehensive education that you've always wanted. And maybe you never wanted to go to art school, but you've had a lifetime of desire to learn, and you've invested in every painting class, art mentorship that you could get into, but you're still not where you want to be, right? Obviously, there's something missing if you've done all this stuff, taken all this stuff, and you're still not where you want to be. So obviously, I am not going to charge $35,000 for the Art Life School, but I just want to put it in perspective for you guys, because this education and this information and the support is so invaluable, right? I paid, like I said, I paid well over $100,000 for this knowledge, and I didn't even get the level of support and skills in one place at art school, right? But I had to make a choice as to how I wanted to make a choice this last year as to how to provide something that was worth everything I'm providing in the Art Life School, and that I can keep it updated and keep the digital infrastructure easy to use for you guys, super valuable for my students, because, let me tell you, this school is so nice. It's so exceptional. And I wanted to keep it accessible for you guys too, for people too. So how much do you think a stocked resource library for every skill set you want to learn, a vibrant artist community for you to find inspiration and support, access to art mentors and peers, not just me, but other artists who are in the group as well, and the ability to grow and evolve as an artist and as a person is worth for you? Like, what is that resource worth? Like, if you were to put a dollar amount on it. An average fine arts degree costs as little as $40,000, but I'm here to tell you that you do not need a degree. I don't recommend it, okay? And the average and the reason why is because the average painter comes out of art school, and if they sell work at all, because they don't teach them how to sell, right? They don't teach them how to make it as an artist professionally. But if they sell work at all, they sell as little as $17,000 of art in their first year as of 2021. And at that rate, it would take so long to pay off that student loan debt. Hello, I know, been there, done that. On top of that, it took me years of struggle and frustration to figure out who I was as a painter and what that journey is all about, right? Like how to find my artistic voice, how to market myself, how to build a business with my art, and how to paint consistently, how to move through those mental and emotional blocks that hold us back, right? And find the skills that we need to grow as artists. Despite my fine art degree, I still had to learn how to do all that shit, even with a $100,000 degree. It's crazy. Okay, I would have killed to only pay, $35K to do all that and get to where I am, but it was worth it. So I built this Art Life School to speed up the process, right? And to make it more enjoyable, to make it easier, and also to make it more affordable than all of this, right? So I wanted to keep this accessible for people because the world needs more art. Your art matters, right? You matter. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this call, I truly do believe that art heals, and that art is a powerful, powerful resource on this planet, and we need more artists creating more of it. So that's just my personal belief. So for everything included in the Art Life School that I've showed you, it is only $97 a month if you want to pay by the month. and you can cancel at any time with no consequences, right? So this means that if you wanted to get in there, see if what I'm saying is true, right? Check it out, then you can sign up by the month. And you can access your members area in the Art Life School program. You can take your quiz, figure out, what skill level you're at, figure out where to get started in the members area, and start going through all of your favorite lessons. Like, you can start today, like everything is immediately available to you as soon as you sign up. And if you sign up, let me know so I can ding my gong. We gotta have a gong dinging party. Okay. So, and obviously this is way less than the price of a fine art, tuition, but I really want to deliver really the quality of fine art education. Okay. So that's really what I'm delivering to you, not just like, happy little hobby paintings. No, I want to deliver high quality fine art education to you in an affordable, easily accessible way. So basically everything that is in the Art Life School program there. So, okay, so this is the year-long offer, and I really want you to sign up for the year, and here's why, all right? So if you're sitting here with me and you're like, yes, Kelly, I'm in, I'm ready to sign up, let's do it. I want you to hang on just a second, because you're going to want to know about the year-long offer, because there's so many more juicy bonuses included with the year-long offer. Okay, so we've seen this week that the more that you commit to your art and the more that you invest in yourself and walk in your mastery, the faster you're going to reach your art goals. So when you join me for a whole year in the Art Life School, you're still going to get all the replays from this challenge, of course, and I'm also going to give you still the $37 off, as I mentioned. But I'm also making a whole year available to you for $997 for the year. And this is 2 months free, okay? 2 months of your tuition free when you sign up for the year. Okay, this is also was just the price of my Finding Your Artistic Voice course alone, right? Which we're going to be running in May. Also, when you sign up for the year, I'm also giving you as a bonus, because I want you to commit, because commitment and decision is so powerful. It is your source of power to decide and to commit to yourself, right? So because I want you to make that commitment, the other thing that I'm going to give you guys who sign up for the year is you're going to get 4 free online 2-day workshops this year, okay? This is valued at over $2,000 just for these 4 workshops. Again, I'm not offering anything to the public anymore. I am only teaching Art Life School members, because I want to work with committed artists who really want to succeed in their art and who are really committed to their art. So you're going to get 4 of those. They're 2-day workshops, right? They're online, okay? We're going to record everything for you. And the one coming up in April is on spring florals. July's 2-day workshop is on interiors. October's 2-day workshop is on landscape painting. And January's 2-day workshop is on classical still life. Okay. So that is the other big, big, big juicy bonus. And as you can see, people love, love, love. So these are some of the reviews and the testimonials, and people paid extra for these workshops, just so you guys know. And now I'm including them as a bonus for those of you who are committing for the year. So they say things like they're sensational, best decision, so generous, worth every penny. Every time I run these in the past, I've charged, around $500 for each workshop. But if you join for the year, then you'll be able to paint in all 4 of these with me included with your membership for free. Okay, since I'm no longer offering these outside of the school anymore. Okay, plus if you cannot join those workshops live, they will also eventually be in your portal for you as well, okay? So this is an additional $2,000 value just to honor you for committing to your practice. All right. Okay. Now we come to decision time, right? And also really thinking about engaging that imagination, like giving yourself permission to think about where it is that you want to be, right? where could you be, or where do you want to be with your art? I would say a year from now. Like if you're committing to the year, right? And you're going to invest in yourself for this year. Where do you want to be 1 year from now? Where could you be 1 year from now? If you really commit and you really go all in, right? Okay, so now you have a choice. It's not too late to renew your passion for your painting, to re-spark that creativity, to find your artistic voice, and to start creating work that you're really proud of and creating work that you really love, right? So, and I'm a believer, I'm a firm believer that you're never too old, that it's never too late to get started, right? Like I did not get started as an artist right out of the gate. In fact, I really did not know that I would end up being an artist at all. All right, so if you start today, just imagine where you could be in 1 year with your art when you commit to this. Painting the art that you always wish that you could have painted, but maybe you've been too intimidated to try, or maybe you've given up in the past, right? Like maybe you've started painting in the past and then you've quit. And so maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to quit again. You know, and that's part of why I do want you to commit, because when we make a commitment, we're more we're more committed, we're more obligated to follow through, right? But don't let your past dictate your future either. I would say don't let your past actions determine your future. You can start new. You can start right now today and say, I know that that's been my past, but today I am committing anew and I'm going all in on this, and I'm getting all the help and support that I can get from Kelly and from this community, and we're going to do it. We're doing it. Okay. So just imagine, you know, you could have a show for your art. Maybe that's a dream that you have. So many artists who have come to me have thought that that was like a pipe dream. You know, and now they're having shows for their art. They're winning awards. Their work is, you know, hanging on the walls of collectors, and they really did not believe that that was possible for them whenever they first came to me. So the same exact thing can happen for you. All you have to do is commit to yourself and invest in yourself and invest in your art. Okay. All right. So, and here is the art life guarantee. So if you're still at this point, you're still on the fence, and then I want you to know, you know, that I understand it can be super scary to commit. So if you really are scared to commit to that year, you can also sign up for the month. And then if you find that you love it, then you can upgrade to the year after that, if you're just too worried about, you know, committing to the year. So you might still want to see what it's like in the Art Life School, or look at the classes, or get a feel for the community and decide if it's the right place for you. So here's what I have done. I am going to give you complete and instant access to everything in the Art Life School the moment that you join us. And because we do work so hard to maintain the integrity of the artist community, I do not give refunds. However, if you do enter the Art Life School and find for any reason that it's not the right place for you, I don't lock you into a contract. You are free to leave at any time without consequences, right? So there's no contract, there's no fees, you know, for canceling a monthly membership at any time. So you can sign up for the month. If you find that it's not for you, you're totally welcome to cancel and leave anytime that you want to. And you can come back as well anytime that you want to too. Okay, so that's how much I believe in this Art Life School, and I believe in you, and I also want to see you guys all succeed. So I want you to feel safe and confident in your decision as well. So that's why the monthly option is available to you. Okay, so I just want to end here the same way that we began, right? With good old Bob Ross, bringing it back to Bob. Bob's famous TV show was called The Joy of Painting for a reason, right? Because we all know the role that our art plays in our lives. If you are a painter, you cannot live without your creative spirit without doing your work. You know, we just can't do it. Like there went confetti. So you really can't afford not to be in the Art Life School. For your art, for the joy that it brings to your life, you're going to get consistent doses of inspiration, motivation, and education to continuously feed that artistic spirit that's inside of you, right? And I also just want to say that you deserve this, right? All of you showed up this week. You showed up for yourself, for your art, and you totally deserve this gift of creativity, this gift of building your skills as well. So you matter and your art matters, just going back to the beginning. Okay, so here are the two options again. If you are in or you are not in, it is decision-making time. These are your two options. Once you sign up, are you going to be painting this weekend and learning a new skill, or maybe watching one of the business courses, or taking a sneak peek at the Finding Your Artistic Voice course before we do a live run through of that? Whatever it is that you are hoping to discover in the Art Life member portal, you could be doing that today, tonight, this weekend, right? Okay, so, and if you're ready to get into that community, we are here for you, right? We are here to welcome you with open arms into our community. And we're also there to help support you whenever you're just frustrated or struggling or have a question as well. Okay. So let's see, these are the two options, just so you know. We had $97 a month while enrollment is open, just so you guys know that's closing April 11th. And then $9.97 for the year. Again, this is 2 months free. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do next. If you're like, I'm all in, I'm ready, let's do it. Go to artlifewithkelly.com/artlifeschool right now. And this is where you're going to find a recap of everything we just talked about, including the breakdown of all the bonuses. So you can read over all those details again, get all your questions answered. We have the FAQ section on there for you as well. And when you go to that page, you'll be able to sign up right now and get all of the bonuses that are included with your membership, with the pay in full bonus as well. Okay, so when you do this, again, you're going to get access to a quiz right away, an orientation video explaining how all of this works, how to navigate the members area, where to find everything, how to join the community. We're going to give you guys all of the guidance and instruction that you need, all right? Okay, and then of course you're going to get instant access to everything immediately. So if you're ready, go to the link. Kalina, if you could share that link for them, that would be great. Please, please, please. There we, thank you, thank you. Awesome, thank you, Kalina. Okay. So that is the URL, and then this is just a breakdown again, okay, of everything that is included in both the, you get everything in the monthly subscription. The only bonus that you don't get is the free four 2-day online workshops, okay? So that is the only bonus, the only thing that you don't get with your monthly membership, all right? Everything else is included, even the live coaching call, the monthly live coaching call is included in both the monthly and the annual, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna answer some questions. If you guys have any questions now that we've gone through. Oh, and if you've joined, please let me know. I still have champagne, I still have confetti, and I'm gonna ding the gong for everybody who has joined. So if you have joined, please pop that in the chat as well so I can ding the gong for you. I'm so excited. Yes, Dopsy, all of those dates for the 2-day workshops are on this, on that page, on that link. Okay, April 21st and 22nd. Also, just so you guys know, we have a calendar in your members area that has dates for everything, and it syncs up to your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar. It will also it'll also calculate your time zone. Okay, so there's no confusion about time zones in that as well. So you can find all of that on the calendar list. Yay! Woo, woo, woo. Gail, I'm dinging the gong and I'm looking for questions. Adrian C, congratulations! John. awesome. Barbara Hunter, congratulations. Joy. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's getting loud. Congratulations, congratulations. Woo, I'm so excited. Yes, congratulations on saying yes to your art and investing in yourself even further. Yes, yes, yes. Yvonne, woohoo, Yvonne Coclaser, congratulations. I'm gonna do it a little more gently over here. Yes, woo! Congratulations, Yvonne, that's awesome. Sharon says, thanks so much for this week. It's fantastic. I appreciate all the time and energy. I'm inspired. Yes. I'm so happy to hear it, girl. And, you know, Sharon is an Art Life School member. So that's another perk of being a member is that you get free access to all of the challenges that I do throughout the year as well. So awesome, awesome. Yay, Irene Cohen says, thank you, Kelly, for the challenge. It definitely showed what I'm capable of. Yes, 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 I love that. Okay, that going for you. I've been very happy to be a part of the Art Life School as its founding member. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Actually, this, you guys, this is the first official public launch of the Art Life School. And so whenever you join this enrollment only, which closes April 11th, you are going to get a badge next to your name in the members area that says founding member. So you're going to be a gold leaf founding member. Yes, thank you so much, Irene. That's awesome. Congratulations. Who is it? Adrienne. Adrienne for signing up and joining. Barbara Hunter joined. Woohoo! Awesome, awesome. I think I'm going through the same messages again. Michelle Royce says, another proud and founding member here. Yeah! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, fantastic. Questions, questions. You guys have questions for me? We have just a couple more minutes before getting off here. Just see. Yay! So happy, so happy. You guys are awesome. Okay, cool. Yes, yes, yes. Linda Miller, she says, thank you so much for this week. It was so much fun. You're a great teacher in person. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Thank you. Yes, you're in. Ah! Yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet you guys in the group. So excited. And also, I cannot wait to see you all on our first coaching call, which is going to be April 12th. April 12th. Yes, yes, yes. So, so excited for that. So in April 15th is when the very newest lesson is going to come out. So mark your calendars for that as well. And then for the annual members, April, I think it's 21st or 22nd, is that 2-day workshop. So once you get in there, go to your calendar so you can see whenever all of the new stuff is coming out for you and mark your calendar. Awesome, awesome. Yes. So Zoe, or is it Zoe or Zoe? She says, finding the time is the main thing holding me back. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm not sure your exact situation, Zoe, but you know, it's interesting, especially for women. I find that women often obligate themselves. We obligate ourselves to so many things, so many other people, you know, like we're just always doing for everybody else. And then we end up getting put on the back burner. Right? So as you can see this week, even if you have 30 minutes, right? Even if you have an hour, right? It's so important that you do give some amount of time to your art, you guys, even if you don't do it with me, okay? Even if you don't sign up here today with me, I want you to really think about that. Stop putting yourself and your art as the last thing on the to-do list, as the last thing that you're prioritizing, right? Like you need to bump it up. And if you can only bump it up from like number 10 to number 9, then start there, right? Like start there. Awesome. So yeah, and I do find that women in particular struggle the most with that, with prioritizing everything else and everybody else, prioritizing doing the dishes for crying out loud over, you know, or folding laundry over nurturing that creative spirit, right? Okay, so I encourage you to try to find the time, but not to try, to find the time, to definitely find it, get it scheduled in on your calendar, right? We have a course in the Art Life School members area called, it's a time management course for artists. And so I talk a lot about that, how to manage your time, how to make sure that you are carving out time for your painting, right? So important. Awesome. Yay! Carlene! Woohoo! Yes! Congratulations. Okay, so I was just going to share with you the members area, if I can get that opened up here. You can also email us at info@artlifewithkelly.com. So I'm going to log into mine here. Okay, so yay, I'm at an advanced level. So this is your members area. Once you sign up and you watch your orientation video, you do your quiz that I've created for you so that you can find out what your skill level is, okay? Some of you might already know, but some of you might not. You might be wondering what skill level you're at. So once you sign up, this is actually the back end of your Art Life School members area. You can upload your profile photo. It's gonna, if you are signing up for this period, you are a founding member. Your calendar is up here. Okay, so your calendar is up here for all of the events, new lessons. We even have reminders on here about the new podcast coming out. Also, we do monthly group meetups just for the community. So if you want to meet up with the other artists, talk art, right? Again, building that community. We have those, Art Life School monthly meetup. These are via Zoom, so you can meet up, get to know other artists and help each other out. Live coaching call is here, the newest lesson as well here. Here is the flowers workshop, the spring flowers workshop. So far, I think everybody has voted on peonies and hydrangeas. For the workshop is the top vote so far, so that's what we'll be painting in the group. So just so you can see, like I asked people, what do you guys want to paint for these workshops? And we always do a poll and do a vote on those. So anyway, so all of these all this information is here. It will automatically say the calibrate to your time zone, and then you can click it and find out more details. You do have to be an annual member for these, and then you can add to your Google Calendar or your iCalendar here. Okay, so that's your calendar. Your materials list is always here for you. Okay, so everything that you need is in this members area. Your dashboard. The Vital Art lessons are the 30-minute lessons. And gosh, we have hundreds and hundreds of those. So you can either just go to the dashboard and explore this way. Okay, you can search by, well, not really by title, but you don't have to know the title, but like you could search if you wanted to learn about painting copper or painting a landscape, you could search, or you can use the filters as well. But these are just some of the 30-minute, these are all 30 minutes or less lessons. Okay, and just to show you, here are your lesson videos. I'm going to mute this. Okay, underneath and you can make this bigger. You can use the little gear icon and make it go slower or faster. All of your reference images are down here at the bottom, as well as your palette. You can mark your lesson completed and get that listed under your My Achievements. Under every lesson, we have the step-by-step checklist. I recommend you print that out, maybe even laminate it so that you can have it up in your studio on a regular basis. And then the link for our Facebook group is here, okay? Okay, awesome. And then, so you can either explore this way, like you can check out the master classes, okay, all the different master classes that will be in here. I think this one's just bringing up the advanced, so maybe I would have to go and look in intermediate if I would just see what other master classes were available. Here's the Finding Your Artistic Voice course, which we're going to go through together in May. And we're going to have a couple of additional live support calls in May and June for this course, just to help you guys fill in any gaps. Let's see what else. And then art business courses as well. So right now, double your painting sales course and time management for artists. And there are more courses being added to this all the time. So, and then if you need technical support, you can click here to email my tech team to get any technical support, information on your account, or change billing. Also, if you wanted to change from like monthly to annual, you can also do that in there, I believe. I say I believe because I'm like, I don't know. I get a little, as you can see, I even get a little crazy with the techie stuff. So I'm not the best at the techie stuff. Luckily, I'm not the one who does it all. Okay. Yes, so we have plein air classes are in there. Plein air paintings are in there as well in the library. So Linda Miller, the materials list, no, you don't purchase anything directly from me, but we have links for everything that you need to purchase. There's even like recommended reading as well for each level, things like that. The links for stuff to make your own still life stand, all that kind of stuff is on there with the links to purchase and where to purchase. So this is the artlifewithkelly.com. Okay, and then Art Life School, you're going to want to go there to find out all of the details. And you can also, watch the review videos, read more of the testimonials as well. And enrollment doors also close on the 11th, okay? So anyway, so you can find out all the details here, what's all included, what all you get. All of that stuff is in here as well. This video here shows you the back end again of your members area. Here's the price breakdown and what you get with each one. Annual versus monthly. And then any frequently asked questions are going to be on this page as well. So specific questions about, media or what kind of courses are there right now for the different master classes. And I tell you very directly what kind of courses are available in each category right now. Pricing, all that kind of stuff is on here. All of your questions to get answered are on there. So, okay. Thank you so much, Kalina, for posting that one more time. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And it's been such a joy this week. I've loved every minute of it. You guys did amazing. So one last big celebration, air pom-poms for you guys. Big celebration for all of your hard work this week and for showing up for your art. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. And just don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions on anything. Happy painting. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.